Well, for more, Saleem Oweis joins us now from Amman in Jordan. He's the Communications Officer at the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, in the Middle East and North Africa. Really good to have you with us, Saleem. Let's start with this ongoing truce. There's now an extension of another 2 days. Your organisation and many other humanitarian groups had been calling for a ceasefire or a truce from the beginning of this conflict. So what's your reaction to the news that the halt in hostilities will continue?
Well, it's great news, and it's definitely helping us and everyone else to get aid inside the Gaza Strip and across the Gaza Strip. But we still call for the same thing, which is a humanitarian ceasefire that is more sustainable and more extended. The pause, while it's good, it's limited, and to be honest, it's everyone is running against the clock to get as much as possible inside the Gaza Strip.
Well, that's right. We heard from our correspondent in Gaza earlier that even with this truce, the number of trucks entering Gaza is a small fraction of what it was before the conflict. Give us an idea of what exactly is needed now to meet the needs of the 2.3 million Gazans who have faced 7 weeks of Israeli bombardment.
Yeah, well, this is ultimately true, especially inside of the north of the Gaza Strip, where really aid didn't reach as much before. The UN was able to get a couple of missions inside with aid throughout the weeks past the truce, but now we were able to go in with more aid. Still, the need is immense. We're talking about a place where it's heavily destroyed. This truce gave us a chance to look around and kind of expose us to new images of the north and across Gaza. And it's really dire. The situation is really, really bad. Children and families in the north specifically are lacking a lot: water, medicine, health supplies, food. Almost everything is needed now in the north of the Gaza Strip, more than anywhere else. But across Gaza, children and families are still facing catastrophic realities. The lull in violence only reveals what the violence had left children and families with, which is really destruction, injuries, and a lot of death all around. So what we need now is really a ceasefire, more sustainable, and more trucks, more aid in general to get cross borders, but also within the Gaza Strip, especially to the north.
Yes, we know that roughly half of Gaza's 2.3 million people are in fact children under the age of 18. Many of them have had to witness unimaginable scenes throughout this conflict. Can you describe to us the impact that this fighting has had on Gaza's children?
Well, according to reports, latest numbers are in thousands. Over 5,000 children have been killed, almost 10,000 injured. And of course, these are the initial numbers that we can get due to the immense cases and destruction. So that's on that side, but also there's the impact on their mental health and on their well-being in general, which is gonna take a lot of time to deal with and to provide support with. And this is only possible if violence stops. We can't really help children who've been traumatized by a lot of violence around them, a lot of loss, while they are still in that state. We need to remove them from that, or in this case, stop the violence, and then try and support their well-being. Also, there's the catastrophic situation that they live in now in shelters. We're talking about thousands sheltering in schools, hospitals, places that are not meant to be shelters. And that means that there's a lot of risk on their health, waterborne diseases, other diseases now, especially with winter, kinds of flu and
Yes.
bronchitis and all that. So it's really critical that we get the chance to deliver all the aid that's needed in these communities.
Okay, Saleem Oweis from UNICEF, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks so much for joining us on the program.